Do you feel like manifesting isn't working for you anymore? Have you tried certain techniques that worked in the past and now you're trying to manifest something new in your life and it's just not clicking? Is it that manifestation doesn't work and that was all a fluke? No. I'm going to tell you why your manifestations have stopped working from a spiritual perspective, some new downloads I've received about manifestation, and things that have worked in my life. Welcome back to the Spiritual Ride. I'm your host, Alyssa LeBlanc, and we are going to talk about what to do when your manifestation game isn't working. When your manifestation techniques stop working, what can you do to get to your next level? So, when I talk about manifestation, I speak of it in terms of quantum jumping, jumping to a parallel timeline where what you want already exists. I don't think we actually manifest anything. I think that everything we desire within us exists. Anything that we can imagine that we desire exists on another timeline, and it's a future parallel version of us calling us towards it. So, what we need to do is align ourselves with that timeline so that we jump to that timeline. And when you jump to that timeline, you end up living the life. That life because you've manifested it or jumped to it. So, as spiritual beings having a human experience, we are here for growth. This includes spiritual growth. Oftentimes, we learn spiritual techniques and spiritual truths that we can understand at a certain level. And the universe introduces us to some sort of technique that is going to work for a while. But when it's time for us to grow and expand, it's going to stop working because we need to learn something new. We need to learn a new level of manifestation, a new level of quantum jumping, a new level of ourselves. We need to learn how to use our energy in our own way. Our higher self wants to grow and expand and wants to learn deeper truths, especially if you are a spiritual person on the spiritual path, not just dabbling in manifestation, but it's like your way of life. Your soul wants to learn more as much as it can about this, and it wants to really learn how to use its own energy. Dolores Cannon, who put a bunch of people under hypnosis, and like, I don't know how many thousands of people she hypnotized, but when they're in hypnosis, one of the major truths that kept coming back was that we are here to learn how to manipulate energy. And how do we do that? By learning how to co create our own life and using different tools and learning the truth about who we truly are. What I've noticed from my own truth is when I started my spiritual awakening, I was always like questioning life, and I knew there was something out there, but religion never really resonated with me and I didn't know what it was. When I was introduced to The Secret, it really excited me because it told me the truth of that I create my own reality. I co-create my own reality. I'm powerful. It really excited me and got me onto the path of meditation and visualization and feeling better and thinking better thoughts and realizing that I could change my thoughts. So when I was on that path and I learned about The Secret, I was really good at manifesting money. I wasn't necessarily good at holding on to it, but I was good at manifesting money. I manifested relationships with people I wanted to be in. Even though didn't end up being my dream relationship, I was manifesting things that I thought I wanted or things that I believed that I could have. So I would manifest better apartments, the apartments I really wanted to live in and stuff like that. Or I could manifest like kind of little things, but they seemed crazy that I could like visualize something and it would happen. That happened for a while, but I wasn't fully getting the whole picture. Like I would manifest, I was in a very toxic relationship on and off for years that I thought was my soulmate. So I might manifest a relationship with a person, a specific person, but it wasn't like my soulmate. It didn't go well, if that makes any sense. Or I'd manifest new friends, but maybe they weren't totally aligned because I didn't know yet how to have self love for myself. So then the universe forced me into learning about shadow work because I started to get frustrated. I was like, I can visualize things and they can happen, or I can think about money and it comes in, but I'm still not able to hold on to it, or it's not coming in the ways that I want it to, that sort of thing. So then I was introduced into shadow work. I was thrust into the world of plant medicine. And I would say doing ayahuasca was like my big spiritual awakening because ayahuasca cleared a 20-year depression overnight. For me, meditation could never clear my depression. It could make me feel better for like a few hours or a few days. But even when I was just learning meditation and visualization, it was like baby steps. And meditation is very important when you're on the spiritual path and for manifesting, because you need to learn to focus in order to manifest, because what we focus on expands, and what we're focusing on is how we create our reality. Anyways, I was quote unquote forced to learn about shadow work, which I fell in love with. Ayahuasca saved my life. I manifested, I was in a way better relationship, better home situation, better job situation. Things were a lot better than they had been when I just knew surface level manifestation. The biggest thing that I would actually say that shadow work helped me manifest was self-worth. And actually, you really need self-worth in order to manifest the big things in your life, because if you don't believe you're worthy of something, you can't hold on to it. And even let's say you do manifest something big and you don't have self-love and self-worth, you're still not going to feel good enough. So anyways, I learned about shadow work and plant medicine, and I thought, this is the way, this is the answer to everything. Life got better, things got better. And then it got to a point where I wanted to expand even further. And suddenly I would do my mushroom ceremonies and I would ask the mushrooms for guidance on how to manifest these things in my life. And it would just like make me deal with more trauma, which is fine, but I feel like it was a healing trap where I just constantly thought something was wrong with me, that shadow work was the answer. Then, because of ayahuasca, which got me to a different level and turned on my spiritual gifts, I was able to get more psychic messages, my clairaudience turned on, there was just things that I would know. I started having dreams about the life I'm living now, and they didn't make any sense because I didn't think it was something I was consciously calling in, but like the house I'm in, the relationship I'm in, like stuff like that. And I just saw it on another, I knew that I started to realize it existed on a parallel timeline. And so I learned about quantum jumping. And I realized, oh, there's actually a version of me who has manifested her dream life. The key to manifestation is quantum jumping. So I really dove into that. And I used techniques like listening to this one song where I was able to visualize living in my dream home, in my dream relationship. And that song represented how I wanted to feel. And then I quantum jumped really fast. Everything was amazing. It is amazing. I'm very grateful. And that was good. However, the downloads I've been receiving now is I'm now trying to expand and create something new in my life. And what the universe has really been telling me as I've been asking for more guidance on manifesting and why it's not working for certain areas in my life, it's because when you quantum jump to a new reality, when you manifest something in your life and you hold on to it, that it becomes part of your life, you are now a new person. The things that got you there are not going to get you to the next level. You are literally living in a new reality. Like I said, I think of manifestation as timeline jumping, quantum jumping. You are living in that reality where that is the norm for you and that's your baseline of normality. You need to expand your frequency to get to a new level. You need to learn new tools, expand your consciousness in order to get to the nether level of your evolving, but even just manifesting like material things, or maybe not material things, but like a relationship or a home or a career, like the big things, or better friendships, stuff like that. There's new things you have to learn. Recently, I've really had to learn boundaries, and that was very difficult for me. But after that, I ended up calling in like so many more aligned, amazing friendships where if I had not had to learn that dark, I feel like boundaries it's not fun, but learning that was something that helped me manifest new friends. And when they came into my life, it was kind of like this was exactly what I was calling in, but I wasn't consciously doing it. I was saying no to what no longer served me, and I was really clear on the energy I wanted to be around, and I started distancing myself from energy that I didn't want to be around. My vibration raised, I called in new people, and I'm super grateful. It's also like fitness. So I love to work out every day, but when I want to change my body, or a couple years ago, I've always like went to the gym. I've always been like into fitness, but I really wanted to get more toned. And it seemed like my workouts weren't working anymore. So what did I do? I tweaked my diet and I started doing intermittent fasting. So I didn't tweak anything else really. I think I tweaked a little bit first I tweaked my intermittent fasting, and that shifted my body and I had amazing results. And then I started shifting my exercise at the same. So like doing, if you're not into fitness, just bear with me. I was. I also shift some things in my fitness because I got to one level with intermittent fasting. And then when I also did like fasted cardio, that was like a new level. But then I was doing that so much that it became my norm, where I was intermittent fasting on holidays and weekends. Like, I'm a very extreme person, but it was like if I would try to take a day off, I couldn't because my body was like, oh, we don't eat early. But then what I noticed is my body started getting stagnant, and I've also heard you can gain weight because now your body thinks that that's the norm. The norm is whatever you've shocked it into doing, and it literally becomes the norm. Like, I can't eat breakfast anymore, even on the weekends. So I started, now I don't fast on the weekends, and I've noticed that if I want to tweak things about my body, I'm able to, because my body is not 100% used to fasting now. It's like you're still, like, I'm doing something new with it. It's not always the same. And I believe that that's the same for manifestation, because our soul really wants to learn all the things about how to manipulate energy and all the tools about how to manifest. And what manifestation techniques we've learned at one level of our consciousness are not going to work anymore, because we are being asked to expand our consciousness and learn new things. And our soul really wants to learn new things. So when you're at one level of your life, you got to that level by doing one specific technique. And when it's no longer working for you, it's because you need to learn something new. You need to learn another truth about reality. And you can also, I've also found that maybe you've learned a tool and then you went away from it and then you can go back to it and it might work again. Like, I've been having way more fun with meditation now, when that used to be my go-to, and then I got like frustrated and tried some other things. But really, you are a new person in a new reality, and whatever things have worked for you are now the norm, and that's your base frequency. And in order to timeline jump and to jump to a reality where you're living a different life, you have to get on a different frequency, because if you were already on that frequency, you would be living that life. That's what parallel jumping, that's what quantum jumping is. It is literally thinking the thoughts, having the behavior, being on the frequency, taking the action of the version of you that has manifested that life. So if you were already on that frequency, or let's say you are taking the actions to be like that person, and you are like changing your thoughts and you haven't jumped there yet, it's because your frequency is the same. So new tools help us unlock new levels of our frequency. This is a lot of time where plant medicine shocks people into new lives, where they break up. They might have one ayahuasca ceremony or one mushroom ceremony, completely have an ego death, quit their job or leave their partner or whatever. It can shock you into truths about yourself, and it's really beautiful. But I've had this experience too, where, and I've known other people where they left their job or they left their partner and they're on a new level, and then they try to go back to plant medicine and it doesn't work the same, because that part of them has already been unlocked. They need another sort of, whether it be ego death or frequency jump, to create the next thing in our lives, because we are creating our reality, and we have to develop new tools in order to create a reality. We have to learn new ways to manipulate energy. And the other thing is, we have to learn how to expand our beliefs, how to stretch our beliefs, because reality is a belief. There are people that, like yogis and monks and people that believe, like, have such a strong belief in how to manipulate physical matter that they can do things that the rest of us can't do, because their belief is so strong. So when you're wanting to get to a next level in your life and you're not at that frequency, and you don't fully believe that, you might not believe you deserve it, you might believe it's too hard, you don't believe it's your life because it's literally not your life, you have to stretch your beliefs. And a lot of his manifestation tools can help you do this. So the tools that I've learned that have helped me, that may help you, although like I said, I am embarking on new tools now, because some of the ones that worked for me before aren't working anymore, are like meditation is a great base level. Visualization is great, but you have to get in the feeling place of feeling like the thing exists. That's why I like to use music. And a step above that is, I used to just like to visualize. Now I need to literally move my body. So I will start off after meditation, because that's when you're in the most relaxed state, and that's when you can really shift your subconscious. And then I'll play the song and I'll start to visualize, and then I'll get up and dance around my room like it's happened, and my eyes are open. But I notice that shifts the energy, because when you combine mind, body, and spirit, you're really shaking up your reality, and you're like affecting yourself on all levels. EFT is really great, this tapping thing. That's helped me release a lot of subconscious beliefs, but then that got stagnant for me too. NLP, like I said, plant medicine. I was not a fan of journaling, but recently I have been a fan of it. This is starting to unlock something new in me where I write out limiting beliefs that I don't believe in and then counteract and literally write why they're not true. And I used to think that journaling didn't get to your subconscious mind, but I've had a lot of shifts if you do it every single day. Dance is really great. Hypnosis is amazing. So if you're not manifesting what you want, it's because you're being called to expand. If you've been able to manifest before, manifesting works. Timeline jumping works. We're doing it all the time. Pay attention to what the universe is asking you to learn. Because I've also found this is when I got frustrated, I asked the universe, like, why can't I manifest this? Like, I used this one program for 2 years that helped me manifest my dream relationship, my dream home, a lot of things. And it would not work for career. And it was or it worked a little bit, but it wouldn't work like fully. And it was so frustrating. And then I realized that one of the lessons is you have to let things go. You have to do things long enough that you build new neural pathways in your brain. Oftentimes the universe is saying, like, if something is not fucking working anymore, stop and do something else. So a practice that I have been doing recently is just asking for guidance from my spirit guides. And then, like, literally I went to the bookstore and I saw this happen twice at the same bookstore. I saw the exact book I needed to read and it was like facing me. Or I would hear it about it on a podcast, or I went hiking with a friend and she said something that just shifted me. So don't be frustrated. Just give yourself a break from your manifesting methods and be open to knowing that the universe is going to share with you what is next for you. When I was introduced to plant medicine, I told you I was thrust into it. I didn't think I was looking for it, but I was looking for a way out of my pain. I was looking for spiritual growth and spiritual alignment and joy. So in me just asking for that, I found the next step. So a prayer that I love to do is just God, angels, universe, and specifically ask your highest self, version of you that is living the life you want, ask that version to guide you. Because spirit guides are great, but sometimes they also have other plans or they have specific things they want you to learn. I like to say, hey, version of me that's living this in my life, what did you do? Where did you go? How did you act? What modality did you learn? How did you get rid of your limiting beliefs? And if your mind is quiet enough, you might literally hear an answer right then, or let it go and look for the answer to come to you in another way, in a song, in a book, in something someone says, in a video. It will come to you and you'll know that you're being guided on your next path, and you'll find something else that unlocks the next level of your life, that unlocks the next spiritual truth you're trying to learn. And the more you unlock, you actually become a better manifester, because when you have all these tools, you have more like spiritual energetic power and you're at a higher frequency. So it's actually great that you're being asked to learn more. But just know that that's going to unlock something for you and you're going to be able to manifest or timeline jump to that reality where you have the thing that you want. But guess what? You're going to grow and evolve, and then you're going to want to manifest something else, and you might have to learn something else. But just keep asking that version of you that's living that life. Just like close your eyes and ask. And then wait for a response or expect to get a response in some other way. So, thank you for watching or listening. I truly know that you are meant to have everything you desire, because desire means from the Father, and we are meant to live our dream lives. We're meant to manifest what we want. And part of why we're here is to learn how to do that. And how beautiful and exciting is that? Much love to you. Have a beautiful week.